Good afternoon, TJ. It's so good to see you. How are you?
I'm good, Aaron. How are you doing?
I am doing great. So, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to our first official Common Grounds, which is the Chamber's new virtual video platform, which will be recorded for members to share their stories. And it will be caffeinated chats with the Chamber and commerce creators throughout Addison, Carrollton, and Farmers Branch. So, TJ is with Isogent, and he is also our sponsor of Common Ground. So TJ, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited you're here.
Aaron, we're glad to be here and glad to be helping. So it's fun to try new things and try new ways to communicate with the community. And I know some of us, the technology piece kind of can get a little overwhelming. So we're here to help.
It definitely can, but that's why you're in this space, and that is also why you're the sponsor. So we're thrilled that each week when we film these and then later share them, not only on the Chamber's YouTube, but also on the Chamber's social channels, you can help those businesses who during this time have moved so much of their own platform, so much of their business onto social channels or digital. And if they're floundering or just need extra support in this world, this is what Isogen does. So thank you for coming in and raising both of your hands and saying, I'm in for small business. We appreciate that. But
Absolutely.
as we get started, we want to quickly explain a few things. So several months ago, when we started work from home, we know that several members of our community really hit the ground running. And so Mayor Robert Dye in Farmers Branch was one of the first people out the gate with a video series. So Mornings with the Mayor, it's about an hour's worth of a video or a podcast, and he killed it, really. He's been interviewing members of our community, both business leaders, community leaders, and really his is something where you are going to get full access and you're going to learn a lot in that hour. I know that I watch them every time they come out. I sit back with a full cup of coffee and I think, wow, we have awesome people in our community. And then TJ, in your other life, you are a council member and
Yes.
this is in Louisville, and that's where we originally met. And so you do something called Compact Council. And so Common Grounds is also not to be confused with Compact Council. And so we want to give credit where credit is due to both you and to Rob for really just continuing to provide exposure to so many different members of our community during this time. And so the main difference between Mornings with the Mayor and Compact Council and Common Grounds is going to be 5 to 6 minutes. It's going to be only businesses in our communities of Addison, Carrollton, and Farmers Branch. And it's going to be bite-sized. I want you to grab some coffee from a local coffee store or maker, or TJ, you mentioned if you want to watch it later in the day, you can get something from a local distillery or brewery. We're not going to hold you back, whatever you want to do. And then we want those businesses to share 1 to 2 things that we can do instantly to get out there and support them, because supporting local matters. Is that right?
Absolutely. What's your story? What makes you tick? Why did you start this business? What are the things you've had to do to pivot that you feel are helping to make you successful? I think being able to share those stories with our business communities and it helps give the why, right? We always talk about shop local, do local, but a lot of that is because we want to know you and we want to support your business.
Absolutely. And that's why we're so thrilled to partner with you, because between your business sense and then your civic rent, really, and being a council member, you understand, like you said, the why and the importance of telling the story. And so from the Chamber of Commerce perspective, our task is to build the bridge that connects both. And so this platform will be available for members of the Metrocrest Chamber, and we want to be able to connect you to members of our community, to people that haven't been able to shop with you before or use your service, or simply want to be able to raise their hand and say, I'm all in on utilizing services locally. So next steps for members are the following. You'll be able to sign up on a Google form, and I'm the first to tell you, I am not great at Google Forms. So I dialed a friend who is a teacher at Creekview High School. So shout out to CFBISD and their principal, Joe LaPuma. And she said, I've got your back. And so we're going to have a Google form where you'll be able to fill out your information, and then we will schedule a time to film with you. And TJ will help us do that. And so that is one of the best parts of Isogen sponsorship. They are going to go ahead and help us with the technology back of house stuff, because Another area that I have learned during this time is chambers do the stuff that people think just happens in our community. And a lot of that is the in person and the connections and the relationships. Well, TJ does the stuff that happens behind the scenes that make something like this Common Grounds tick. So we are thrilled about that. And then we will be uploading them to the Chamber's social media and to the Chamber's YouTube. And so we are thrilled to be able to interview you, to tell your stories, and also be able to continue to support local. So the next steps will be wait for the sign up sheet, which we'll post on with this video, and then
it'll be down
and
below.
it will be below. That's the kind of stuff that TJ is here to do. And so it's also really exciting for us at the Chamber is TJ is a past board member, and we've had the pleasure, I think I've had the pleasure of working with him almost the whole time I've been in the state of Texas. So it's great that we have a trusted partner in the technology space and somebody that believes in the power of local business. And so TJ, I want to toss it back over to you to share any last words before we get back to what's next, which is getting those businesses stories out there so we can continue to support them.
Sure. And thanks, Erin. I'm always excited. You know, the Chamber brings a tremendous amount of value. And I don't like calling it the new normal. I like calling it the next normal. We're all learning. Things are changing. You know, in 3 or 4 months, things are going to be different from what they are right now. And so technology lives in that space. What I do lives in that space. How do we get more done? How do we get it better? How do we, you know, do it for less money? You know, all those questions come around. And so what we're trying to do, at least with Isogen, is I work with a lot of small to mid-sized businesses. I even work with some small municipalities and cities. The goal is, you know, how do I take this technology and use it so that I can do what I do best, which is my business. Y'all aren't tech folks, not all of us are. Bill Gates has done a great job of making sure that we all type in our own words and do all of that stuff. So we sometimes we need that expert to come in and help. So that's what we do. So if it's IT related, let me know. I'll see what I can do to help. But the Chamber, to me, is the lifeblood of small business. You know, over 50% of American business is small business. We all are having challenges right now, and so we've got to be able to pull together. And so I think the Chamber, being that heartbeat between government and small business, makes a tremendous amount of sense. So y'all fill out that form down below, get on the list, because we're going to be knocking these out and giving you an opportunity to showcase what you do best for the community. And hopefully, you know, we'll all spend a few more dollars here locally, which is always a good thing. Erin, that's all I got.
Well, that is fantastic. So thank you so much. We're thrilled to partner with you. And as we return to commerce and we get some commerce creators on these calls, we are thrilled to bring Common Grounds to each and every one of our Chamber members throughout Addison, Carrollton, and Farmers Branch. So we give kudos to Mayor Dye and kudos to you, TJ, for starting the ball rolling and teaching us, at least at the Metrocrest Chamber, that video during this time can really continue to provide some common grounds between all of us. So from us at the Chamber, we can't wait to have these conversations with our businesses. So thank you for joining us today, and we can't wait to continue to tell your stories. See you all soon. Thanks, TJ.